Hello and welcome to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras, in the great state of California. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piwowarski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most from the co-host with the most here on the Rundown, 2A Views, conservative news. And Craig, it's a special kind of day today.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos.
It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yummity, yum. It's like a treat.
Yes, folks, it is Taco Tuesday, our favorite day of the week, as we talk about the delectable kind of, basically meat sandwiches.
Yep. So what kind of tacos? Well, I know it's still early. What kind of tacos do you plan on having today for dinner?
We have not decided yet. We're at the last of our turkey, and I'm really kind of discouraging turkey tacos.
I had today for lunch. I had the turkey gobbler tacos. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. No, I'm kind of turkeyed out.
No, take the corn tortilla, right? You put a little warm mashed potatoes in there, right? Little bit of turkey, drop some cranberry on it, and a little bit of warm gravy on a corn tortilla. Oh man, soft corn tortilla. Oh boy. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to find that out, but maybe next year.
It's just another turkey delivery system.
All right, folks. So for those of you who still have leftovers from Thanksgiving, you now have an idea of how to eat them on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, like I told you, I was considering flaming turkey wings, but then I remembered it was Taco Tuesday, and we did that instead.
Well, that was like the last. I had yesterday. I had the last of the turkey. My wife made some fried rice with both. She cut up both the last of the honey baked ham and the turkey, and then I ate the last turkey wing, and that was the last of our turkey.
There you go. Time to get some more.
Yeah, no. Next year we will do more.
Yep.
Thanks for Christmas. The plan is either prime rib or tri-tip, one of the two.
Yeah, Christmas for us is always Italiano.
Italiano sounds nice.
Big Italian feast. Yeah.
Oh, my daughter would love that. She loves Italian food, although she likes Olive Garden and calls it Italian food.
No, it's the Olive Garden.
Do you have Olive Garden out there?
Yeah, we do. Olive Garden. That's like calling Taco Bell Mexican food. Yeah.
Right. Pretty much. Pretty much. The only benefit really to Olive Garden is, you get the 2-for-1 entrees.
You listen, endless salad and breadsticks, right? And soup,
Yeah. There you go.
But to call it Italian, that's
Taco Bell. It's the Taco Bell of Italian food. There you go.
That's it. And for many years, I thought Taco Bell was the Mexican phone company.
The Mexican what?
Phone company.
Okay. Believe it or not, Mike here is actually a, discrimination and diversity trainer.
Yes.
just so you know, he definitely knows, he definitely knows how to discriminate. There you go.
I know.
These are the things you should not say. I'm about to say them.
Like I say, I know how to start the conversation.
There you go. All right, Mike, let's go ahead and, before we get started, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors.
All right, let's do so. Here at the Rundown, let's say hello to our good friends over at the Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. If you got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, probably got one of their barrels and don't even know it. And now you can go buy one direct for your next build or to rebarrel your current rifle. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines, helping you select who your Republican leaders of tomorrow are in California. So make sure you check out the California Republican Assembly. If you want some awesome tactical gear, some awesome web gear, please go over to our good friends at uscombatgear.com and get all of your field gear needs. And of course, it's that time of year. You need to go out and you look for them presents. I mean, you should buy presents from all of these people, but you should go out because we got the code today, baby. You go out and get Hog Holsters, HAWGholsters.com, hogholsters.com. Best concealment holsters on the market, bar none. Veteran owned and operated. Go use the discount code, The Rundown, all caps, no spaces. Tell John we said hi and get you some awesome holsters for you and your folks. And your friends, and your kids, and your relatives, and whoever else. That's it. That's the sponsors.
Nice. Folks, look, as I tell you every show, look, these are the people who bring us to you, and they do so because they hope that you'll go visit them. So do us a favor, do yourself a favor if you enjoy the program, go visit them. Check them out. The links to their websites are in the description to this program. You can check them out. I guarantee you will like what you see, and you'll want to send some money their way. And when you do, please make sure you tell them that it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you. Also, make sure, if you haven't already done so, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and encourage your friends to do the same. Help us reach other people, because the companies, whether it's Google or Facebook, that they're using the algorithms to try and keep us from getting the word out. So you can help us by letting folks know.
Yes, do it. Reaching out, reaching you, touching hands, touching you. We got to do all that.
You make that sound a little pervy, Mike. A little Biden-ish. I'm not even going to say pervy anymore. I'm just going to say Biden-ish.
I was going to say, it's not like I'm sniffing little kids from behind.
No, not like our president. Anyway, on that note, we're going to move on, and we're going to start talking about our stories. All right, so I don't know if any of you out there have a MyPillow. I don't have a MyPillow, but I hear very, very good things about them. And if what I hear about MyPillow is anything close to the truth, then this guy definitely needs to be running the Republican Party. That's right. Mike Lindell, the founder and president, CEO, and founder of MyPillow, has announced that he is going to be running for to be chairman of the Republican Party. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, oh, I don't know this guy. I don't know if he'd be the best choice. But then I thought about it, and he's right. He's talking about how, look, we have not done well, the Republican Party, in 2018, 2020, or 2022. In 2022 in particular, we should have done much better than we did. And we haven't. We have a dysfunctional party as Republicans, and his thing is, look, he's like, all I know is that if we've been doing really poorly. You need different input if you want to get a different output. That's business 101. And I have to agree. The question, Mike, is he the input that we need?
Listen, I like Mike Lindell's ideas. I like listening to him. He's clearly a successful, self-made millionaire businessman kind of thing. He gets a little extreme at time. He's a little loud. I don't know where else we've seen that before, but he's a good people, and I like what he has to say politically. The thing I think that gets me on this, Craig, is I don't know if you know his full story. He started out at below the bottom, okay, and I'm not sure with that history of where he originally started that's something I want running in the mainstream there. I don't know if that makes sense or not. For those that don't know, listen, I know Mike Lindell. There's an autograph, a bar napkin autograph in him in here also. He's a friend of a friend, but he was addicted to crack cocaine for quite a while. I don't know that when that happens, if you say that's it, I'm done, I'm going to go back at the bottom and start again. Well, his bottom is a different place than ours is. So I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know, and that's kind of my point is that you want somebody to be who's running the party that, number one, can demonstrate the ability to raise money, because ultimately the one of the biggest things is you need someone who can raise money. Number two, you need someone who's really good at messaging, and I just don't know. I want to say I don't know that that's him. He can be good. I don't know, but
I think he's okay with both of those. It's just my issue is the background. Is when you go back and say, "Here I am, the streaming light of an example." Yeah, not so much. I mean, now, yeah, but before, no, not so much. And
Yeah.
you had to make decisions to get there. Yes,
Right.
you're no longer making these decisions, but you had to make decisions to get there, and those are the decisions.
So
I'm working.
your question is, your concern is, do we want a crackhead running the Republican Party?
Oh no, a former. Listen, I've got on my mind. A man
No,
says he's
let's be
healed.
clear. Once you're an addict, you're always an addict. So once you're a crackhead, you're always a crackhead. You're just not a practicing crackhead.
Well, let's see. So he might be an addict, but I don't know that he's still a crackhead. That's a whole different.
Okay.
Lifestyle. That's
All right. I will give you that distinction. It's not quite as entertaining or humorous, but I'll give it to you.
Yep. Do you listen? I'll kind of coming on to the crackhead topic. Now, I lived in Florida during the crack epidemic in Crack Central down there.
Mm-hmm.
And the one big quote down there was, what was it? I'm not a crack addict. I'm a rock monster. That one's still here in the brain. Let's see. I ain't a crack addict. I'm a rock monster. That's it. So.
I'm just going to tell you, I said it in the pre-show. I'm going to say it again. There's something very, very wrong with you, my friend. You need therapy.
I think it was from the TV show Cops, actually, when Nick Navarro was on old Primetime Nick. I think that's where the quote came from. I'm gonna have to look it up while I'm off camera.
Good stuff. So talking about crackheads, let's get into the World Health Organization. And they're basically, what they're doing is they are now going to rename monkeypox, right? And they're going to rename it, and they're going to now start calling it pox, or I don't know if it's mpox or pox. And they're doing so because they're citing racism and discrimination concerns because you call it monkeypox. So in other words, I guess what they're saying is, well, people are associating monkeypox with peoples of African descent because you talk about monkeys. Mike, I have no... This is beyond stupid to me. Is there any other way to talk about this other than just to mention that, oh, yeah, the World Health Organization, okay, yeah, they're stupid.
And now they changed it because the Biden administration pushed them to change it. Let's be clear on that. They asked last week, they pushed again earlier this week, and the WHO was like, how big a check are you going to write us? Sure, we'll change it to whatever you want us to change it to. That's where this came from. More of your money, folks, by the way, going to the WHO because they changed the name of the monkeypox to mpox. Now, Craig, it's I don't think that you tell me. I mean, you're the alleged half African American gentleman. I am not.
You said alleged, really?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen no 23andMe results, so I don't know. Everybody's alleged. Everybody's alleged. Is monkey a derogatory term? I mean, I never when I heard of monkeypox anyway, I never thought of it that way. I never imagined that to be.
Well, keep in mind that we are now in a world where everything is racist. So if you look at someone the wrong way, if you think the wrong, if you pronounce a word the wrong way, it is because you're racist. See, now, to me, I would not imagine it to be racist because, well, I'm not white, and because you're white. And by the way, it is the white intelligentsia that now is the determiner of what is racist and what is not racist. White liberal intelligentsia. They're the ones who get to tell people what's racist and what's not racist. I just think this is the dumbest, the absolute positively dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, not the dumbest thing that I've ever heard, but pretty close to the dumbest thing I've ever heard coming out of the World Health Organization.
Well, again, this wasn't out of the world. This didn't start with the WHO. This started with the Biden administration asking them to change it. That's where this came from. So,
and they did so because they want that check.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm getting some more intel here off camera. I'm being told that the Hanson singing group is filing an injunction to get it stopped because it infringes on Mbop instead of Mpox. So,
yeah. No, incredibly dumb idea. I mean, the things that they're focusing on, it's like, here's the thing, folks. If you keep calling everything racist, nothing will be racist. Absolutely, positively. Every time you don't get what you want, you call it racist, then nothing is racist. Every time you feel offended, then nothing. If that is racist, then absolutely, positively, nothing is racist.
Wait a second now. Wouldn't it also mean that everything is racist?
It would mean everything. If everything is racist, then nothing is racist.
Ooh, existentialism. Ooh.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're right. You're obviously right. That's
exactly. Exactly. So moving right along, let's talk more guns, more shootings. So there's a piece today that was out in the News and Observer, where basically they're talking about the fact that because there's more gun ownership, it must be correlated to more shootings. Now, Mike, you and I have already had this conversation. We've had this conversation numerous times, and I think even the experts have actually noted that people are purchasing more firearms because there is more violence. There is not more violence because more people are purchasing firearms. Is it just me, or is this just an idiotic piece?
This is an idiotic piece. Can you bring that back up, Craig? That image there, right there. Let's take a look at that. Literally, I got this story because of the picture here. It says armed, and what does that say? Armed and empowered. So, and it looks like a little Glock 42 or 43 right there.
Yeah.
On those, yeah. I'm just looking at the Glock.
It's definitely a Glock.
Definitely a Glock. All right, so this guy, this idiot. Leave it right there. Hold on, Craig. On that piece right there.
Okay.
This guy's definitely an idiot. First off, it's an opinion piece, but of course it's being pushed out as factual basis. In here, there are no facts. There are no facts whatsoever. These are all assumptions. These are all guesses. There are zero facts in here to approve, to clarify his message, to quantify, to qualify his message in here. It says the problem is guns are deeply embedded in everyday life. Okay, Craig, why would we not want a constitutional right to be deeply embedded in our lives every day? That's the first question I ask myself as I read this story. Then we see that an NBA player was pulled over because he had 2 handguns in the car. Later in this story, it goes on to say, why possibly would a person want to have 2 handguns? Because America, because the Second Amendment, because it's none of your business. That's why.
Oh, by the way, he wasn't pulled over because he had 2 handguns.
Oh, yeah. The tag was expired on his car. Yeah.
Right.
Security guards at a bonfire in North Carolina at a horse ranch. Right. They confiscated 27 guns. What do you mean confiscated 27 guns? First off, you're not taking my gun from me where I'm legally allowed to carry it. Otherwise, again, we're filling that room with uppercuts. There's going to be some issues there. These were people that carry. Listen, Craig, it sounds like they know how to conceal their weapons rather well. They carried them in their boots. They had them in their hats. They had them in the bottom of their coolers. This was not a shoot 'em up roundup. This was people that got told probably while they're in line. Going into the event after walking a mile or so through the beach, oh, you can't have your firearms here. Well, what? Screw you. That's probably why that happened. Scroll down a little bit more for me, Craig.
Here you go.
Okay, so here's your report. TSA. Remember, it's quantify and qualify, right?
Right.
It says TSA has confiscated 4,600 guns this year. It's about 87% of them were loaded. That's on pace to pass last year's record of 6,000 guns. Oh my goodness, Craig. You mean we're going to have more people that travel via airlines this year that COVID's not with us, as opposed to last year when you still had to wear masks and got restricted? Tell me that's not true. Tell me that's not true, that more people travel this year than last year. Yeah. It goes on to say that Second Amendment zealots. Can you see where this article's going now? Can you see? Zealots. You know why? Because we believe in an amendment to the Constitution. We believe in all amendments to the Constitution. We just happen to be focused on this one today. But because we believe in that, I'm a zealot. Craig, I believe in due process. Does that make me a due process zealot?
Pretty much.
Is that what I am? Is that what I am now? And we'll say that it's people, not guns, that kill people. Yeah, that's true. You know what happens if you get rid of people, Craig? They don't kill each other anymore. You know why? Because they're gone. You'll have the same argument with the cars, right? Well, when we don't take away cars from people, no, we don't. But it continues to happen, right? And I'll tell you the difference. The big difference, Craig. Every time this comes up, well, cars and driver's license. Yeah, there's no right. There's no right to drive a car. There's no right to get on a horse and ride around your neighborhood, as there is in the Second Amendment. That gives you the right to protect yourself and your family at all times from all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's what it comes down to. So I just wanted to point out, Craig, that this article, again, being purported to be a factual piece, is nothing more than opinions and crap.
Well, and here's the thing. I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, but when your opinion is based on lies, is based on misinformation and not based on the facts, then I also have a right, not just a right, but I have a responsibility to correct you. And this is how all of these anti-gun pieces are. In fact, it's not just anti-gun pieces. It's how most of the opinion pieces that are written by the left actually come out. They're not based on fact. They're based on data that is manipulated and misreported. What's the word I'm looking for? Basically, they contort the data in order to claim that they have facts upon which they will base their opinion. And it's also the reason why many people on the left will not have an open and honest discussion or debate. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to debate. It's the reason why they don't want conservatives on Twitter or on Facebook or anywhere in social media, because as soon as they're confronted with the facts, they look stupid. Why do they look stupid, Mike? Because they are stupid.
They are stupid because they are stupid. Yeah, Craig, that's the same issue here. Is that you want to have an opinion piece? That's fine, but don't be dropping it in the front page and trying to make it look like it's a factual story.
Right. That's exactly what they are doing here.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to our next story, there was a ruling in Hawaii. So now check this out. So a guy decides he decides that, let me go back. Let me pull up the story here real quick. So a guy decides in Hawaii, you need a gun permit, right, in order to own a firearm. They're not the only state that requires it, but they're one of several states that require you to get a permit before you can own a firearm. This gentleman moves to Hawaii. I believe he's I don't know if he's he's a Navy officer. So he is currently a Navy officer. So in order to apply for the permit, one of the questions that they ask is, have you ever been, treated for, mental illness? And he says yes. And he tells them he was treated at one point for depression because he was homesick when he, earlier during his term or his tenure in the Navy. So he admits that, and as a result, he was denied a gun permit. So in other words, he moved there with firearms that he already owned. He wasn't trying to purchase one. He already owned these guns. And he was told, nope, you do not get to own firearms in the state of Hawaii. And he challenged it, and it appears that, let's see, it says Hawaii gun permit ruling. So and it appears that the courts now agree with him in that, yeah, no, dude, they don't get to remove your right to own a firearm simply because you sought assistance with a mental health issue. Now, Mike, why I believe this is so vitally important, and we've talked about this, there are instances where, everybody can wind up in a situation where they need this sort of assistance and help. But if you start getting to a point where you're going to start banning people from being able to own firearms because they sought that sort of help, then you're going to wind up having people who are not going to seek professional help when they in fact need it.
We know that was the policy of the Obama administration. We saw that happening in the VA. We saw that happening with older folks when they were getting their their wills and trusts and turning over their finances to family members. They said that was a reason why that they were excluded from firearm ownership. We know that the Biden administration is doing this again. Craig, they'll look for any opportunity they can to label you however they want to label you in order so you do not receive or have the opportunity to exercise your Second Amendment rights. Here's a Navy officer who I'm betting probably, by the way, is a junior Navy officer, probably got to Hawaii and they said, listen, I can't let you have a 4-day weekend unless, of course, you have an appointment with the medical folks, then we can give it to you. And he went, oh, sure. Who's open? Oh, the mental health counselors are open. So they went there. And the doc said, okay, you go back to work. You're good to go. No medication, no further treatment. It was that kind of deal. It was so limited, so limited. There was no follow-ups to it. And then the state of California, the state of Hawaii said, no, you can't have guns. And boy, Craig, I love the Bruin decision. I love the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Bruin decision because they even cite that in this right to have firearms outside the home. So it's a wonderful thing.
Well, and once again, this isn't even necessarily his ability to get. He just wanted to be able to own a firearm, own guns he already owned. Right? That's all it is. I first of all, I don't understand the idea of requiring someone to get a permit to exercise a constitutional right. I don't get that. I don't get the fact that you have to get a permit before you can even get a firearm. That makes absolutely no sense, especially in a state that that is going to deny you. Once again, and this is a guy who, was dealing with an issue, and I'm thinking that if someone is in crisis, you want them to deal with it. But because you were in crisis doesn't mean that you are always in crisis, right? I understand the idea of not allowing people who are a danger to themselves or others to have a firearm. But once again, we're not talking about someone who has a sustained history or even a recent history of having this as an issue, right? And once again, depression in and of itself does not make you a danger to yourself or others. I just think that we got to try and find a way that we can have mental health professionals report a situation where someone is a danger to themselves or others, while at the same time protecting the individual's rights. I don't know how you do that. I honestly don't know how you do that, but we got to try and find a way because we've seen too many instances of situations where, people knew dude was an issue before he went and decided he was going to shoot people. And you see him on the news. They're like, we knew, dude. We knew something was going on with this guy. I don't know. There's got to be a way to balance the two. I don't think red flag laws are it. But we got to try and find a way to address that.
The way to do it, and Craig, here's how I think. If Mike was your king for a day, here's how I think this would work. The military, you listen, and public service. If you come out and say, "Listen, it's a little stressful. I saw that that accident there, or I saw 3 kids get blown up, or whatever it is," and you go say, I need help. You're going to be ostracized. Your peers are going to think less of you. They're going to take away your assignments. They're going to put you on the rubber gun squad. All of that kind of nonsense, and that's what needs to go. And I think we're at the verge of fixing that today because of the 22 a day stigma with the people that are committing suicide. The reason they're committing suicide is because they're not getting treatment. The reason they're not getting treatment is because they're afraid of how others are going to view them, not only personally, but professionally. Okay.
Right.
Once we learn and once we realize that it's no different than a broken leg or broken arm that you need to rehab and heal from, it'll be okay. But that's going to be a generational thing. And I think the kickstart to that generational thing is the awareness of the 22 service members a day killing themselves. I think that's the start of that. The second part of that, Craig, is red flag laws. I don't think we don't need red flag laws for that. All right. We need the education there so people will come forward. Where we need the red flag laws is just like you said, when you watch the news, Craig, and they go, "Oh, crazy man shoots 19 people and blows up a bus," and they interview the neighbors and they go, "Oh yeah, we knew it was going to happen. Oh yeah, this guy's a nut." That's what red flag laws are for, not for he suffered a little depression. I'm going to call in a red flag law and ruin his life and career.
Or he said something mean to me and he owns guns.
Correct. Exactly right. Yeah.
Karens should not be allowed to to access red flag laws.
Yes, exactly right. Agreed.
Oh, good stuff. Well, anyway, I'm glad to see that once again the New York Rifle and Pistol Association judgment is impacting the rights of individuals to be able to exercise their constitutional rights. I'm a happy man hearing about that ruling.
And listen, I know you're trying not to call it the Bruin decision because everybody calls it the Bruin decision.
Yeah.
You want it to be called. You want it to be named after the victor, not the loser. But it's all about the shorthand, and even people like Alan Gottlieb calls it the Bruin decision. So
yeah, I realize that. I'm fighting it. Look.
I know you are.
There's a hill.
Look, you're on the ground bleeding from the mouth, but you're still kicking it.
All of us have an irrelevant hill that we're trying to die on, that we're willing to die on. That's mine, okay? Well, as we move on to our parting shots, just so you know, there's another hill that is worth dying on, and that is the refusal to listen to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. You want to go ahead and describe this one for the folks?
Here's a picture of some children that clearly are tired of listening to Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" song, and they're huddled on the ground in the duck and cover pose, trying to avoid listening to it.
Good stuff. Okay, here's the next one. If you're looking for an ugly sweater for Christmas, if you're in an ugly sweater competition, these actually are quite attractive. Well, not attractive at all, because one of them has a picture of Hillary in a little Santa suit. It says it's red, white, and blue with a picture of Hillary in a Santa suit, and she's holding a sign with like magazine letters that says Epstein didn't kill himself, and there's like little nooses all over the sweater. Nooses and snowflakes.
Yep.
The other one is a black, green, and red sweater also that says Epstein didn't kill himself.
The only thing better that could make these sweaters better is if on the back there were like feet hanging from the top of the sweater.
Oh, wow. That's bad. That is Epstein didn't kill himself is going to be that is going to be a generational thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a generational meme. And then this last one, and this goes kind of with our story about everything being racist. It's the scientists warn that within 6 months, humanity will run out of things to call racist.
Ah, I see your point now. Okay. We're going to run out of things to call racist because by then everything will be racist.
Exactly. Everything will be racist, therefore nothing will be racist. And we will have reached the conundrum.
There you go. That's some Star Trek time travel kind of stuff right there.
The only thing we'll be able to do is we're going to have to then believe in aliens, because then we can call them racist.
We're going to have to go into the future and bring back some whales or something like that.
There. Oh, God. The worst Star Trek movie ever.
Actually, the most profitable one ever as well.
Oh, God. Actually, no. The one with his brother, Cybok. That was the worst one.
That was Star Trek V. Yeah. Now, listen, if you want to go by ratings or based on money, you got a long way to go there.
Oh, God. Really? That was the most profitable one?
Number 4 was, most profitable. It was the crossover. Did not have to be a Star Trek fan to go see The Saving of Whales.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Star Trek trivia. We give it all to you, folks.
There you go. All of it. Take it all.
All right. It's about that time, Mikey. Time to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Let's say hey to our good friends at Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Go there, get yourself a rifle or pistol caliber, rifle or pistol length barrel, hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly going to bring you the good fight again. Try and get you some new Republican leadership out there in California. The USCombatGear.com. Go get your field gear, your web gear, hunting gear. You can be whatever you want. It's gear to go to the field with. And then, of course, you want an awesome holster for you and those people that need gifts. Go to hogholsters.com, HAWG holsters.com. Use the code The Rundown, all one word, all caps, and get you an awesome discount at hogholsters.com.
Folks, we really appreciate you tuning in. But if you appreciate the program, do us a favor, visit our sponsors. Trust me, you will like what you see there. Spend some money with them and make sure you tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. And now it's time for us to go. As much as we hate to leave you, it's about that time. But we will be back tomorrow on Hump Day. So make sure you guys tune in. Encourage your friends to do the same. Holler at you later.